you watched it, the first thing he does is what with them numbers? Touch them numbers on the front, touch them numbers on the back, and he's doing that for who? His coach that was killed. He got a why. He got a why. He ain't just playing for no championship. He not, you gotta hear what I'm telling you. If y'all gonna be great on that field, you gotta have a why. You gotta have a reason for why you do what you do. All he keep thinking about is, I'm gonna get one for my coach. That's why he ain't all smiling, because why? He's not smiling because what he's trying to accomplish, he has not what? He ain't got it yet.
Why did Amazon send me $20,000? Because I use Amazon AI.
What's going on, family? How we doing? Put the trophy emoji in the chat. If you know you are the MVP of your life, put the trophy emoji in the chat. Put the trophy emoji in the chat. Today is a good day for a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Put the trophy emoji in the chat. Before we get started, let's make sure we do have the cameras on, team, and let's get ready to roll. Listen, man. Look, it's a good day for a great day. First of all, I will, before I even introduce myself here, I would love to know, why are we all here? Obviously, we're inside the challenge. We want to become the boss, the best version of ourselves. But why are we really here? Let us know in the chat. 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 Let's see who's in the room. I'm going to call out your name. When I call out your name, put the trophy emoji in the chat. I want to know that you're here and you are present. I see the VIPs in the building. What's going on, Kenza? How are we feeling today? Put the trophy emoji in the chat. You are the MVP. The MVP stands for the most valuable participant. How's my audio? Is the audio clear? Let me know. What's going on? Who else we have? Brianna, what's going on? Put the trophy emoji in the chat. Amy, put the trophy emoji in the chat. You are the MVP. Miss Christina Washington, you are the MVP. Put the trophy emoji in the chat. Who else do we have? Diamond. Diamond front and center ready. I see you, Diamond. She focused, man. She focused. Let's go. Who else? Wait, it's multiple diamonds in here. Okay, Diamond, Diamond. Shout out to the Diamond Doubles. All right. What's going on? Queen, you got your name as iPhone. I need to know who you are. Put your name in it. Okay. What's going on? Miss Lace by Ace. All right. Look, I know that's a business. I know you probably do lace fronts or something, but I need to know your name. Look, she's saying, that's me, baby. Look, I do that. I understand. Put the trophy emoji in the chat. Miss Mary Speaks Life. Put the trophy emoji in the chat. You are the MVP of your life. And listen, some of y'all have some names. I don't even want to butcher it. So I'm just going to say Miss Frederique. Okay. All right. Listen. Yeah, that's you. You know, because you be getting it butchered, right? Somebody, they mess up your name constantly. I know what's going on. Listen, my name is Sean Crewmate, also known as Mindset Mogul. I'm here to help you take your mindset, turn it into that tool set, so that way you can create those cash flowing assets. What I do is I help build systems. I am a systems developer. So if you want systems for growth, I help you do that. Somebody, look, let's play a quick game in the chat just so you can get familiar with me. When I say what I do, just put Mindset Mogul Crew in the chat. So type the words Mindset Mogul Crew. Put that in the chat really fast just so you can have it, copy. So then you can paste it while we do the quick game so you can get familiar with who I am. So that way I can be the person that is sharing this information with you and you feel confident to listen to me. Make sense? Cool. So Mindset Mogul, CRU. There we go. Good. It's the crew. CRU. Good. So I'm going to help you build your systems if you are a business owner, right? So who's going to help you build your systems if you're a business owner? Websites, funnels, those things. Put the name in the chat. Mindset Mogul Crew. There we go. Who's going to help you build the foundation for personal growth? Put the answer in the chat. Mindset Mogul Crew. Okay, there we go. So what I want to do is I want to welcome each and every one of you to this challenge. It's a 5-day challenge. During these 5 days are going to be the most important 5 days of your life. Some of you might right now feel this way. You can let me know. First of all, this is a comfortable space. We're here to share. We're here to grow and learn. But before we can get our money right, we have to get the mind right. Put agree or disagree in the chat. Let me know. Put agree or disagree in the chat. Let me know in the chat. I know. Ariel just kind of dropped y'all off for me, right? Like, here, take my kids. Like, y'all was like, who is this guy standing up here talking? Well, let's find out a little bit so that way we can get comfortable and share, because this is a lot. It has a lot less to do with me. It has more to do with you. Okay, it has way more to do with you than it has to do with me. All right, way more than it does with me. So the idea is this. If we're going to get to a level of success, we need to have a foundation. Somebody put foundation in the chat. Somebody put foundation in the chat. So I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not one of the pandemicpreneurs where I just wake up one day and thought to do this. That's not how it worked. It works through a system. There aren't any secrets to success, but there are systems to success. Okay, so what I want us to do is put foundation in the chat. Before you can totally grasp the idea of becoming that six-figure earner, that seven-figure earner, you must grasp the idea that the work has to be done in order to get the result. Make sense? We can't complain about the work that we didn't. We can't complain about the results that we got from the work that we didn't do. Make sense? Let me know it makes sense. So a lot of us, we want these things, but we don't put the foundation in place in order to attract it. This is not about chasing money. This is about attraction. Somebody put attraction in the chat. That's what this is about. This is about attraction. You don't chase money. If you thought you chase money, let's let that thought stay at the door. You are here to attract it. You are in abundance. See, wealth is spiritual. First thing we need to do is celebrate ourselves, though. So what I'm gonna have you all do, if you can, if you are in the space, stand up. Yes, I said it, stand up. It's okay. Let's get some exercise in. Stand up. And I want you to celebrate you, because today is a day for celebration. Today is the day we celebrate your life changing and going to that next level, you stepping into your higher self. Today is the day where you give yourself permission to go out and do the things that you know that you can do. Today is that day, ladies and gentlemen. So I want everybody to come off of mute, because we know how to celebrate all these other holidays, celebrate everybody else, but we don't celebrate ourselves.
No.
I'm not talking about birthdays. Come on from mute, snap it up and clap it up for you. You are the MVP. Come on, make some noise.
Yes, I am it.
Yes,
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Lord.
Yo, come on.
Yes,
Happy
baby.
birthday
Oh,
to
yes,
God.
Jesus.
Every
Yes.
day. Son of energy.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
thank you,
Let's
Lord.
go.
Thank
Have
you.
purpose in the building.
Yes, come on, come
Thank
on.
you, Lord. Marvelous and Clyde.
Thank you, Lord.
All right. So somebody about to take us to church. Somebody about to take us to church over there. Thank you, Lord. Yes, praise it. Because
AJ Clockett.
for real though, because the reality of it is this. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be super transparent during these 5 days. These 5 days will get a little intimate. Some of you will cry. Some of you will shed some tears in a way that's about empowering yourself to go to that next level. So what I would love to do each day is have a little bit of literature. Can we do that? Can we read a little bit each day? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Can we read a little bit each day? Some of y'all like reading. Y'all remember what they used to say? Reading is fundamental. So let's get fundamental with it. First thing is I have to address these points. I wrote this down so that way I don't forget. So I'm going to read them off. Let's address these points before we get into the high level action. All right. And some of you might question what I'm saying to you. And I'm telling you right now, if it doesn't make sense, that's because it wasn't supposed to. It's not because you need to know everything that makes sense to you right now. No, some of the things that you could be doing in your life doesn't make sense to you. That's why you're not doing it. Now, if you did know how to do these strategies or what to do, you would already be doing this and you'll be up here teaching the class. Make sense? So that way we're all clear with the authority here. Make sense? All right, cool. So this is about setting you free. This is not about getting rich. It's not one of those things where it's about I pay my money and now I automatically become rich. I don't know where that exists, but if you do find it, you let me know. I don't know where that exists. All I do know is this. This is about setting you free, designing a life you love. But in order to do that, you must take risks. Who here is ready to break generational curses? See, because the generational money makers are the person that's going to take risks. If you do not take risks, you'll end up working for the person that does. Okay. Sunshine, do you have co-host? All right. Make sure the mic's on mute, please. Thank you. Appreciate you. So today you need to make a decision. When we do these lessons, we're going to have a lot of breakdowns where we break down a word. So anybody familiar with morphology? Put a 1 in the chat if you are, put a 0 in the chat if you're not. Etymology. Anybody familiar with etymology? Linguistics. Okay, so I see we have a lot to learn here, and that's okay. We have to be honest about where we're at so we can get to where we want to be. So don't fake it, because that's not how you do it. You don't fake it to make it. You just be authentic, and that's how you get the blessings in your life. Okay. So today we're making a decision. When you break down the word decision, it comes into something, say decide right there. Decide. To de anything is to remove, de-escalate, right? To remove, to stop, to put a stop to remove. So you need to remove something out of your life when it comes to making this decision. What decisions are you making today? You said, I'm going to pay my money. I'm going to be in this class for 5 days. For the next 5 days, you'll learn more in the next 5 days than you had in the last 5 months. But it's up to you to apply what you learn, because knowledge is power, but only when it's applied. Make sense? So today you need to make a decision. Are you an action talker or are you an action taker? Write it down in the chat so we know, yes, I'm coming full throttle right now. Are you an action talker or an action taker? See, it's okay to action talk because, you know, I got big plans. I'm going to do that. But if you don't do the action taking part, then you're just a talker. All right. And none of us like just talkers. Okay. So I'm not going to just be up here all day talking to you. You're going to talk to me too. And I'm going to listen, because I'm also known as a motivational listener. Okay. So I will listen to what you're saying and I'll repeat that so that way you can see it in a clearer way. So today we need to make a commitment. One commitment today. I need you to write it down right now. Let's move with speed. Everything that we do for the next 5 days, we need to do it fast, because you don't have a lot of time. If you feel like you've been running out of time, you feel like you've been behind time, go ahead and let me know in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat when you get that chance, just so we know. And if that's you, then you need to be playing fast right now. Everything is moving with speed, okay? So you need to make sure you make a commitment. This will be your commitment contract. What's the one thing that you will commit to doing throughout the entirety of this week? The one thing. Are you going to show up fully with no excuses? Are you going to make solutions? Like, what's the one thing? Am I going to do everything in my power to make sure I'm on time for class and do the work? Am I going to make sure I block out time and tell my friends and family, hey, look, I got something big going on here and I can't have you ruining it. So I need focus and I need peace. Could you give me that? Just an hour, 90 minutes. 2 times a day, 90 minutes for 2 times a day, 1 in the AM, 1 in the evening. Whatever your commitment is, make sure you sign it, put your name under that, sign it, so that way that's your contract. All right, you hold everybody else to theirs, it's time to hold you to yours. So the other thing I want you to do is write down your reasons why you want to be successful, because the way you do one thing is how you almost do everything. So everything that you do from this day forward, you must give every bit of ounce that you have of energy into whatever it is that you want to accomplish. So hopefully that commitment is easy, because we should have been doing that prior up to this. Ariel had us doing these videos prior to this day, so we should already know those, right? And if you haven't, it's okay. You're just getting in here, that's fine. Here's your chance to do it, okay? And you don't have to write it in the Zoom, but you can make sure you write it on your notes so that way you have it. Okay, I know some of you are at work as well, so don't fret. Just make sure you're doing it in your mind, but when you get a chance to write it down, write it down. Now, here's what I want you to do. This is a non-negotiable for me. You need to write down your non-negotiables. The same way you do when it comes to your pet peeves in your relationship, or you're looking for that significant other and you let them know, here are my boundaries. Hey, non-negotiables, okay? And which things are non-negotiable for you? I need you to go through your last 10 messages, and I need you to audit your circle. Audit your attention. I need you to see who was deposited into your life and who was withdrawn into your life. We have emotional bank account, mental bank account, spiritual bank account, of course, the monetary bank account, but those other bank accounts need to be accounted for. Make sense? So whomever has your attention has your ascension. So please, if you believe in Ariel, you say, hey, look, this is the person that I put my trust into that can help me get to another level, then whatever she says to do, just do it. Whatever the business besties or the friends that she brings in, or the accountability buddies, whatever she brings in as partners, as 6-figure friends, it doesn't matter. Whatever they tell you, you do it. Because whomever has your attention has your ascension. So now what I want you to do is the last thing as we go. I need you to put down your penalty for inactivity. So obviously you made your contract. Obviously you had your non-negotiables. What is the penalty for inactivity? If you do not do this, what is the consequence? And the consequence has to be so severe that you actually feel like doing the thing versus having the consequence creep up. Because how many of us say, yeah, I'm gonna change my eating lifestyle. This week I'm gonna do it. This week I'm gonna do that. This week, this week I'm gonna change it out. I'm gonna eat healthy. And then you start doing it. You did that. But then midweek you quit. Midweek you find an excuse. You find something to break that thing that you have already set for yourself, and then you wonder why you're not getting the results you want. Make sense? So let's say we want to keep this commitment, all right? Because this is about wealth preservation. This is about wealth accumulation. You have to give yourself permission to succeed. You must become more effective in less time. And today I want to make sure that we're not spending major time on minor things. So understand your MWAs versus RGAs. That's something I'm going to give to all of you at the end of this very class here. You need to understand your MWAs versus your RGAs. If you already know what that is, somebody put 1 in the chat. If you do not, put a 0 in the chat so I understand where we're at. But also what that does is give me time to go pull up this text. Okay, you got to be strategic. Now, y'all put that in the chat while I go get this text for you and pull it up on the screen. Let's bring up, let's see which one I'm going to bring up today. I think I'm going to go with chapter 2. I'm going to go with chapter 2. So if you pay attention, you can look on the screen here. This is the Becoming More Effective in Less Time book. Some of us right now feel like good is just not getting the job done. If you feel like good is not getting the job done, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. Yes, I'm going to have your fingers working today. That's part of how it goes. I'm going to have your fingers working today. So one of the things is, let's see, I can't pull it up on here, but you all can see it on the screen, right? You all can see this on the screen. Let's see. Okay, good. So confidence, the power of believing in yourself. Now, before we get to the paragraph, please understand that if we are feeling like life is moving too fast, we have to figure out a way to slow things down. One of the ways to slowing things down is reading. No lie. This is no cap. This is no fluff. This is all high power stuff. You must read. You must find a way to make it a point to read. Clear? Okay. So confidence, the power in believing in yourself. A key factor and probably the one you need the most in having a powerful mindset is confidence. Confidence is the quality or state of being certain, a state of trust in yourself and others. Trusting yourself doesn't come easy for most people, but if practiced daily, it can be developed just like mindset. Now, I'm going to be super honest with you all. I was doing a poll, and amongst melanated people, I'm going to tell you, unfortunately, this may not be the thing we think about on the cuffs, but confidence is a thing that we struggle with. And you tell me if I'm making this up or if this is accurate. Tell me that you might be more confident. Is it true you're more confident with people that you know versus people that you don't know? Let me know. Are you more confident? Are you able to speak in a room full of people that you know and not be able to speak in a room full of people you don't know? Do you feel more comfortable to be yourself right away around people you have already met that you already know? And some of us, we are always confident. And some of us, we think we're confident and we're not, right? Until we get put on the spot. But I want you to realize it's just a practice, right? And if you are hesitant in these spaces, I want to help you build on this. So one of the things I would love for you all to think about is this. If you are lacking confidence when you're around people that you don't know, but you are empowered with confidence when you're around people that you do know, there's a fundamental flaw. Can anybody spot the fundamental flaw there? Let me know if anybody can spot the fundamental flaw. Remember, we're building the foundations, right? Can anybody spot the fundamental flaw? Jamaica, what's the fundamental flaw in that? Ace by Ace, what's the fundamental flaw? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. So the flaw in it is that who are you going to be around more often? People that you don't know or people that you do know? When you go and you're doing business and you're not confident, you're in front of somebody that you don't know, somebody that you do know. When you're looking to take that next leap and you're saying, you know what, I want to go from good to great, are you around people that you do know or are you around people that you don't know? So you have to look at the fundamental flaw. The flaw is you're going to be around more people that you don't know, and that's where we lack the confidence the most, around people we don't know. How many of us get shy? Go ahead, put a 1 in the chat. So now we're starting to see, right? So confident people act in certain ways. Among others, they will admit when they're wrong. Who thought that that was a trait of being confident? Admitting when you're wrong. Put a 0 in the chat if you thought that. If you didn't think that, put a 1 in the chat if you did think that. Put a 0 in the chat if you didn't think it. Put a 1 in the chat if you did. If you're confident, if you thought, damn, if you have confidence, that means you admit when you're wrong. Okay. Confident people also refrain from critical judgment when discussing personal success. You know how sometimes we get compliments, right? Hey, girl, you did that. That was a dope. Yeah, but I didn't do it to my best of my ability. I could have done, more. Uh-oh. I think some of y'all relate to that one. All right. So I want us to realize these things. So take note of this. You must take criticism as a confident person, but remain certain of your worth because you are worth. Put how much you're worth in the chat. Put how much you're worth in the chat. Put how much you're worth in the chat. As I continue to do this, that's another one of my tactics. While y'all put that in the chat, I'm going to speed through the rest of these, right? Put how much you're worth in the chat. So more confident people are accepting compliments without limiting language. A lot of us are doing that. We have to stop the limiting language, the negative self-talk. We have a gratitude of attitude formula. That's really where we operate. We spread joy, spread love. Doesn't matter who they are. And we operate honestly. Also, this is the biggest thing. They believe that they are the casting director, the producer, the star of their own movie. Who feels like that? You're the casting director, you're the producer, you're the star of that movie. Who feels like that? See, the thing is, we are the stars of our story, we are the stars of our movie, but we're not totally showing up that way. And the reason why we don't totally show up that way is because we lack the confidence in front of people that we do not know. So during these next 5 days, we're going to challenge you to speak in front of people that you don't know, to get to know them. Because the only thing that's different between a friend and a stranger is that you got to know the friend, because the friend was once a stranger as well. All right. But when you put into the chat, I ask you a very important question and you put it into the chat. So how much you're worth, right? So I'm seeing a lot of people say priceless. I'm seeing people say everything. Put a number on it. Put a number on it. See if you can put a number on it. Because everybody has a price. Let's be honest here now. I know some of us think we don't. You can't buy me. You can. Who believes that they can't be bought? Who believes that they can't be bought? Right? You believe you can't be bought, but guess what? You have already been bought. See, you say that you're worth this. You're worth a gazillion, but how much money you get paid at the job? See, you say you're worth 50 million, but you settle for 50,000. Uh-oh, wait a minute. I guess some of y'all scratching the chins like, wait a minute, what's he say? He might be on to something now. You say that you're worth 50 million, you settle for 50,000. Now tell me the truth now. Tell me the truth now. I thought you couldn't be bought. Like, let me know. I thought you couldn't be bought. I'll stand here and wait. Go ahead, tell me. So there's a fundamental flaw in the way that we operate. You see how we think one thing, but the action tells us another? So then what we get is called out of alignment. Anytime we're out of alignment, we will feel struggle. So I want to make a connected story to that confidence part, right? So I did tell this story last week, and I'm gonna tell it really fast, but it has a fundamental flaw within the confidence that we have. How many of us heard the Little Johnny story? Story about Little Johnny? I'll speed through it if you haven't heard it. I mean, if you heard it, I'll speed through it. So real quick, Little Johnny, he's in a supermarket with his dad. He's about 7 years old. He's just, as a kid, you know what kids do when they go to the grocery store. Dad, can I get this? Dad, can I get that? What do you think dad is saying? Dad is being super polite. He's like, not right now. We have a list of things that we have to get. So you have to stick to the list. Okay. And kid is like, what's on the list? He's telling him everything that's on the list. And what the kid wants, dad is smart already, right? He's strategic. So he's telling him everything that's on the list because the kid is going to say the junk that is not on the list. And now he's going to equate that's, that he can't get what's on the list. But that's not how it really works, right? So little Johnny is just as he go down the aisle, he's dancing, having fun. Cool. He's doing a lot. So dad picks him up, put him in the cart. You know the little space where you put your legs at, like little kid, just put their legs at in that cart? You know what I'm talking about, that little space for your legs? All right. So he starts pushing them, and then they go to the aisle where it's time to check out. When it's time to check out, they usually have everything at eye level, and they do this throughout the store as well, though. But whomever that they're advertising to, they will most likely put it at their eye level. Did you notice that? Have you noticed that? Let me know. So for children, when you go to the checkout, where is everything at? It's literally from the bottom to the top, because there's two ways children will operate when they're walking through that line. Either walking through, right? Or they're sitting in that cart. That those candies and those snacks are not really for you. Those are for children, because they know that adults buy, parents buy based upon children's impulse. So the child, little Johnny, he's like, Dad, can I get this? And the dad had enough of it at this point. How many of y'all, you shop with your children, you had enough of it at some point? He had enough of it. Let's just be real here. We all get fed up. He said, I can't afford it. You can't afford that. Do you have Snickers money? Uh-oh. Bringing back some trauma? Y'all remember when y'all wanted to go to McDonald's and mom's like, you got McDonald's money? Or is that me talking about my own trauma? Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. I was hurt. I was hurt once. Okay, I was hurt once. So what's happening was, dad is telling little John, he just burst out, I can't afford it. You can't afford it. Do you have Snickers money? And obviously the answer is no. But it's just that one incident from when he was a kid that has now controlled his life as an adult. What did you think he went through his life? How did you think he operated in his mindset going forward in life? Every time there was an opportunity for him to invest into himself, what was the answer? Put it in the chat, because some of y'all got these friends. Yeah, I know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of y'all got these friends. Some of y'all, it's the same friend that got $45 for Hennessy, but don't have $45 for the community. Uh-oh, I could be talking about you. If I talk about you, you the friend? You might be the friend. And the thing is, look, I want you to understand. It's okay. We're going to be honest about where we're at to get to where we want to be. But do you see the correlation in the story? So his parents conditioned him to have a lack of confidence within himself, and he couldn't even identify where it came from. Some of us can't identify where the trauma is coming from. But guess what? You got this little 7-year-old controlling your life as a 25, 35, 45, 65, 55-year-old individual. And you wouldn't even let that 7-year-old person drive a car. So why are you letting that 7-year-old kid run your life right now? Everything that you had to learn to survive, you now have to unlearn to succeed. Put that in the chat so that way that's clear. Put that in the chat so that's clear. You need to give yourself permission. Little Johnny need to give himself permission to break free from the chains that was enslaving him. Because a lot of us say this, let me know if this is you, because I know. If I was back in the day of slavery, they couldn't get me to do it. They would have to kill me. How many of y'all said that? Like, I wouldn't be able to put up with it. Like, let me know in the chat. A lot of you saying I wouldn't be able to put up with it. Right? Well, let's newsflash. If you say that you're worth 50 million and you settle for 50,000, you have already been put in chains. See, the chains are no longer physical. It's mental. You're in a mental warfare, ladies and gentlemen, and you may not even understand it, but here's how you can identify it. Everybody is vying for what? You as a business owner is also going to do it as well. But what are you constantly seeing every day? Every day. What are you seeing every day, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the chat. Literally every day. Oh, I done made a step too big. What are you seeing every day? Let me know in the chat. Every day you're seeing advertisements, you're seeing products, you're seeing something, some type of marketing, propaganda, because everybody's vying for your time. They're buying your time. They're fighting for your time. Everybody wants your time. There's a new app here. How many times you download an app a year? You got new apps every month somewhere coming out. You got this, you got that. Everyone wants your attention. Whomever has your attention has your ascension. Okay? So if everybody wants your attention and you're in a mental warfare, spiritual warfare, you have to understand that your spirit is being attacked somehow, some way. See, the thing is, how many of us know about Shannon Sharpe? Y'all know about the situation with Shannon Sharpe? One mistake can literally break you and make somebody else a fortune. Are you repeating that mistake right now? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if that's you repeating that mistake right now. Are you repeating that mistake? Put no in the chat or put yes in the chat. Are you making one mistake that could break you that literally makes somebody else a fortune? Okay, once again, we got to see difficulty differently. See, because Shannon Sharp, he was believing that, since he was a superstar, that other people wouldn't take him for granted. All right, so he walks around, he does whatever he wants. He's a superstar. They won't take me for granted. The mistake that you're making is that you're not taking somebody thinking other people will take you for granted. The mistake you're making is you are taking you for granted. I'll wait till that catches you, because some things can't be taught, they got to be caught. You sit up here and you tell me no, that you're not something that you're doing right now is not breaking you to make somebody else a fortune. See, Shannon Sharp, he broke himself to make somebody else a fortune. See, a lot of you are operating right here. At the workplace, and it's not a problem. The workplace is not a bad place. A workplace is a good place. A workplace is a stepping stone. But if you stay stoned, you get stepped upon. Okay, let's make it make sense. So how many of y'all know stoners? You know stoner? You know anybody know stoners? What happens when look, somebody over there like, that's me. I see you over there. Nothing wrong. Do what you do, but I'm just saying. Sometimes, like if you know stoners, right? What happens when they get stoned? Somebody's put in the chat, what's that? Come on, stop playing. You know what that is. A stoner's a smoker. Somebody who smokes really heavily. Miss Jackson, like, look, mind your business, okay? So they get stuck, right? Like when they get stoned, they get stuck. So the job is a stepping stone, but when you stay stoned, you get stepped upon. When you stay stuck at the implementation level, you get stepped upon, and then you wonder why you're not getting the raises and why somebody else is, and you're screaming and crying race, pulling a race card. Uh-oh, y'all about to leave the Zoom, right? Next minute, I'm gonna talk about religion. Y'all really about to be done with me. No, the implementation. So let's put it in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. So you're saying that you're not equated to what Shannon Sharp was doing, but you are, because the job is breaking you down and it's making somebody else a fortune. So now let's reverse it back and ask you the question now. So you know that whole thing with Shannon Sharp, right? And how, somebody did some things to him and got some money out of him and, broke him down to make themselves a fortune. Are you doing that in a certain area in your life? Are you doing that in a certain area of your life? Now answer the question. So now that we can have clarity, because before you was misunderstanding what was going on in your life. This is why we need what we call clarity. This is why we need clarity. Somebody put clarity in the chat. Oh, what's going on right there? Somebody put clarity in the chat. Clarity. Clarity is huge for a number of reasons. Because if you're not clear on where you want to be, then you can't get there. And most certainly, if you're not clear on where you're at, you can't get to where you want to be. How can you see if you're blind? Let me know in the chat. If all of us can't even see the trap that we're in mentally, and I just showed you that you're in a mental trap, mental warfare, how do you expect to escape that? It's something called the matrix. And now let's break out of the matrix. Y'all ready? Let me know in the chat if y'all ready. If you're ready to break out of the matrix, you must understand the steps. You ready? I don't see enough readies and I don't see the trophy emoji, so y'all might not be ready. Sunshine, you want to close the Zoom down? Sunshine shaking her head no. She said, don't do it. All right, cool. So one of my mentors put me onto this game, right? Some of y'all may know him. But the idea is I took this framework and I made it my own. But let me give you the basis of the framework. Let me give you the foundation of it. The highest level of value is imagination. You are where you're at right now in your life because of your imagination. Prove me otherwise. I'll wait. Prove me otherwise. Everything that you've ever seen in front of you was created through the mind first before it became a manifestation in 3D world. The mind, the quantum world, we'll do a guided meditation tomorrow to take you to that quantum world. Some of you will have some breakthroughs, some of you will have some breakdowns, but it will be all for the betterment of your improvement and progress. So when it comes to imagination, everything was created from the mind first. The device that you're on right now was created in the mind. The clothes that you're wearing was created in somebody's mind, and then it was printed in the 3D world. The job that you have right now was created in your mind. You thought about it. You said, I need a new position. You searched for it. It appeared to you. You got hired. You went on that interview. You did that. You connected to those people. You got the job. It was in your imagination. Somebody clap it up for themselves real quick because you did that. Clap it up for yourself because I want you to understand how powerful you are because other people lied to you. During your life, they gave you a lie identity. Like little Johnny, his dad gave him a lie identity. Not today. With me, we're going to break the chains of your lie identity and get some truth serum. Let me know if you're ready to go to the church for entrepreneur today. Let me know if you want to go to the mosque for the moguls, the kingdom hall for the kings and queens, the temple for the triumphant. To pay attention, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the time. Imagination is the highest form of value. These are the ways that you can help people in your life. And I want you to identify where you're at on this spectrum because it will change your life for the rest of your life if you let it. So look at the imagination. This is the person that creates the idea. If this was Uber, this is the person that created Uber. This person only spends 20% of time working and then 80% of their time enjoying their lives. Somebody put, wouldn't that be nice in the chat? If that's how you feel, somebody put, wouldn't that be nice in the chat? So if I would love to have that, right? And I get to have that. Me, Mindset Mogul, Sean Crewmate, I get to have this life where 80% of my time I get to enjoy it, 20% of my time I work. Okay. And that's not a bad thing. We do want to work. A lot of us want to work for nobody, but you want to work for everybody in your target audience. So imagination is the person that created the idea. That person has a lot more impact than everybody else that's on this board, and it has a lot more income than everybody else that's on this board. But under this person is the person that communicates the idea, which I'm doing for you right now. How many of us would love to just get paid to talk? Put that's me in the chat. That might be nice. Let's actually do that. That might be nice, right? Because that would be dope. That would be amazing. I'm doing it right now. Some of you are saying this would be nice, but you don't even like to talk. You don't even want to talk to your baby daddy. You don't want to talk to your baby mother. You don't want to talk to your husband. You don't want to talk to your wife. But you want to get paid to talk. I'm sorry. I don't. That's not gonna work. Okay. I'm sorry. You need a new career. And that's why you got the one you got. Okay. This also, this also is a area where you're going to spend 80% of your time enjoying yourself. These are the people that you see that go on Instagram and they're on vacation, and you just wish that your life was like that. Do you try to replicate that? And it's like all the mess. Don't look to replicate what you see on there. Sometimes it's just advertisement, but a lot of those people are just marketers and advertisers and people like that, and they get paid to communicate. And they spend 20% of their time, working. Same thing. Here's where it starts to get a little bit dicey, ladies and gents. Okay, a little bit dicey here. Now, this is the unification level. This level is all about being able to bring people together to manage people. How many of you are managers right now in your current position? So you might understand what I'm referring to. You're a manager. So, the thing is, a lot of us are here at the implementation stage, but we can't even manage ourselves talking about we want to get here, here, and here. No, that's not going to work. We need to learn how to manage ourselves first before we can manage someone else. But sometimes it's easier for us to manage other people than it is ourselves. That's where a fundamental flaw comes in at. Because in order to get to that next level, you need to learn how to manage yourself. Hey, girl, I'm gonna be there on time. You're not there on time. You need to have integrity, okay? So the unification level, is under the communication level. Here's a fundamental difference. The 80-20 is flipped, okay? The 80-20 is flipped. They spend 80% of their time working and only 20% of their time enjoying themselves. A lot of us like to be at this unification level. This is where you make like 6 figures. How many of us want to make 6 figures or make 6 figures already? They will make sure that they own you. They will make sure that you know that they own you. Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. You are on salary. You think that you have days off and you don't. You got to check your emails on the days off. You at the barbecue. Hey, I need you to come to this meeting real fast. They own you, okay? So you spend 80% of your time working and only 20% just to get the 100,000 a year. And then you're spending your money on things that is just not serving you. So now you're in debt. So now you got all of this money and all of these problems. So now you make a lot of money, but you're still living paycheck to paycheck. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know, ladies and gentlemen. I'll tell you how I know, because that was me. You cannot escape these levels. You will go through these levels. Every one of us entrepreneurs who are successful, business owners, we went through this. You will not go through this. This will happen to you. Let it happen to you, because before the work can work for you, the work has to work on you. See, the unification level is a little bit higher than the implementation level, and that's cool. But implementation level is the level where you get overworked and underpaid. So let's think about Uber. I love bringing up Uber because it's just the easier example, because everybody knows it. So the person who created Uber is not the person that does the Uber delivery. The person that created Uber sits where on this spectrum? Let me know in the chat so I can make sure we're all following. The person who created Uber sits where on this spectrum? Don't say top, say the words. We have to get specific so we can be prolific. Let's not be cutting ourselves short. Good job. Good job, Denaya. So they sit at the imagination level. Why? Why do they sit at the imagination? I know this is like remedial, but let's just do it. Why? Why do they sit at the imagination level? Right, because they thought of the idea. How many of you think about ideas and you don't do them? And then what happens when you don't do it? Let me show you how we're more alike than we are different, because they try to trick us like we're different, but we're really alike. So the more I got to know about myself, the more I got to know about everyone else. When you do not act on the idea that you had in your mind, you do what? Somebody else does it. So you end up seeing the idea. I just had that idea. Well, you did, now you don't, because this is about spirituality. Wealth is spiritual. You think that God literally just gave it to you? No, God gave it to everyone, and certain individuals can pick it up through frequency. Okay? So whatever you see frequently becomes your frequency. So whatever you tune into, you turn into. So be careful where you spend your time. Be careful where you spend your time, because your imagination is creating your reality, whether you know it or not. Now, what's the problem with this implementation level? There's something that's hidden. How many of us feel resonate with the 80? Do you got 80% of your time, or do you have 20% of your time? Which one do you resonate with? You got 80% of your time, or you have 20% of your time? Which one are you resonating with? I see 80, I see 80. Okay. I see 20, I see 20. So we got 20 for fun. What's that? You got 20 on it for some fun? We talk about some plans later. What you talking about over there? All right, cool. So most of us say 20%, right? But let's be honest about it. In order to get to where we want to be, you have to be honest. Do you have a significant other? Put a yes in the chat. Or are you looking? You're probably out there looking. So if you do have a significant other, you spend half of your time with them. It's only 10%. How many of you have children? Uh-oh. That's a lot of people got children. I don't have children. I did it the smart way. No disrespect, no disrespect. I'm joking, I'm joking. All right, cool. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Which one do you feel closer to? 80%, 20%, or 5%? Which one feels more like it to you? Somebody said 1%. I'm going to add that to the board because that's a record. And this is not the 1%ers. This is just 1%, which means that's why you become the 99%. Uh-oh, you walked right into that one. You walked right into that one. So there's a difference between a 1% and a 99%, right? What's the difference? Somebody put 0. Joanne, we need to help you out, Joanne. Joanne says 0. Miss Jackson, you having a good time today in class. What's happening to you? You happy today? She happy today. Yeah. All right, 1%, right? So 99% of us, right? Like we operate at 99%. 99% operates in this percentile, the implementation stage. When you're at work, you just get told what to do. You don't think that's slavery? Uh-oh, did I hit somebody hard? I didn't mean to do that. I'm just saying that it is. And I don't mean that it's a crime, because we're all being enslaved in the reality of the things, because we're working for things that's already free. Food is free. You're working for it. Shelter's free. You're working for it. It's already free. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about us. We're all included into this because you know why? Because we don't care enough about politics. We don't care enough about the things religion has tricked us about. Hey, don't join politics. I'm not saying don't believe in God. Some of y'all dropped your phone just now when I said religion. Look, man, take it easy. I'm just being transparent here, okay? Listen to what I'm saying here now, ladies and gentlemen. In order for us to really get to that next level, you got to really start being strategic and infiltrating the areas that we want to change. If you want to change the world, you have to infiltrate a powerful way to change the world. That's not going to happen by you being the last person in line at the job. Okay? So as we look at these are also skill sets. So everything we can learn from everything. When you look at a seed, you look at a fruit, you can learn from a fruit, right? You can learn from fruit. So everything in your life you can learn from. Let me just clear some of this space on the board so that way it can be cleaner and I can go through this next one. So far, so good. Let me know. We're getting ready to run out of time. Let me know in the chat. So far, so good, valuable or not, because I know you're the best of the best, the top of the top, cream of the crop, but we have to clean you up a little bit, shake some of this old rust off you and get rid of those identities that we've been told about because you are enough, okay? They lied to you and told you that you wasn't, and you weren't, and that's not what we're doing here, okay? So far, so good? Okay, good. So these are also your next steps. If you start developing these skills, it will transcend you to another level. So you might be down here upset at your life, but I want you to see difficulty differently. If your job is here to help you, then use it. So for me, I have various jobs. I think like one of my favorite jobs was doing sales. I did sales for a debt management company. And one of the things that I would love for y'all to do is do debt recovery. Somebody put debt recovery in the chat. It's really cash flow recovery, but you have to recover from the debt. See, a lot of times we're indebted and don't know where the debt is because we can't see where we were debted at, right? When you first went to school, you didn't know that you were getting ready to be put into a trap where now you have to spend your whole entire life working off bills that accumulated for 4 years. Think about it. You spent 40 years paying off a bill that was accumulated in 4 years. Tell me how that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me, how does that make sense? So it doesn't make sense. So now we have to realize that we were part of something that didn't make sense, and now we have to make sense out of it. So in other words, you may be hurt in your past. You may have things have happened to you. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to take your life to that next level. So what you need to do now is you need to become a better version of you. How many of you are willing to do it? When you say that you're going to do something, you get out and do it. So, okay, cool. You need to be the best person that can implement. When I was at the job for doing the sales, right? And I was doing debt collection and debt recovery and all of that good stuff. What I was doing was I was utilizing my communication skills. I have a master in communication. I have a bachelor's in multimedia. So I do help people build websites and all of that good stuff. But right now, I just want to focus on this. I had to implement the skill set. Once I implemented the skill set, then I had to unify the callers who I was on call with to do the thing that I wanted them to implement. You have to learn how to get people to do what you want them to do. You see how from the very beginning, I got you to do what I wanted you to do? Put this in the chat, put that in the chat. Raise your hand, do this. Like already I'm setting a tone of authority. In order for you to move up to the next level, you have to set a tone of authority. Put that down in the chat. When I told you to have your debt recovery, you need to go through all of your expenses. You need to go through all of your expenses and you need to see which expenses you need to cut out. Do that today. Don't waste time. Do it today. As soon as we get off the call, do debt recovery, which is cash flow recovery. Same thing in reverse, but you need to see where you're spending too much money that you're being indebted. Okay, and you need to release some of that tension on you. That's the first thing you need to implement. You need to implement a system where you keep more of the cash that you collect. That's the first thing here. Keeping the cash that you collect. So on this implementation, you need to learn how to keep your cash. This is just one part. You can use this framework for so many things, but I'm just showing you this for personal growth right now. Okay. You need to keep the cash that you collect. So you need to be doing debt recovery. Everybody needs to be doing that. Now, when I was at the corporate job, so I'm giving you two timelines, stay in sync. I'm giving you two timelines at the same time. I'm giving you my story about me being at the job, and I'm also giving you what you should be doing. So make sure that you're paying attention here. So with the implementation, I had to implement the skill set of being able to communicate these ideas that they gave me on this paper to the client to get the client to do the thing. So I had to unify the client to do the thing. The only way I'm going to be able to unify the client to do the thing, to implement the thing, is if I know how it's done. So that way, when I speak to the client, I'm able to tell them exactly what could happen. I'm able to feel their pain and speak directly to them. Okay, so for you all, I know exactly what you've all been through. You're the best of the best in your family. You're the top of the top. You are the black sheep of your family. When you do things in business, nobody else follows suit. You got to push and pull people to do things. How many times you galvanize your family to do something? They don't do it. They fall through. They're not being consistent on their word. They always ask you for money. If they have issues, they're dumping on you. You're the go-to person in the family. You're getting stressed out. I know you because you're me. I know you. You're me. Somebody put in the chat, you're me. In fact, there's another thing that we do. We do Yana, Y-A-N-A, you are not alone. Because I'm telling you that I'm you. And this is why I know how to get you to another level. So you need to now know how to unify people around you that don't even want to move. Like you have to motivate people that don't want to move. So how do you do that? You have to do the things that you don't want to do. You have to do the things that you don't want to do. Some of y'all don't want to do the cash flow recovery. You need to do it because this will help you unify anybody else that comes in your picture because you're now doing things that you don't want to do, which is the resistance for most people. Most people don't want to do whatever it is that I'm instructing them to do online, right? So if I'm collecting the debt or I'm helping them with the debt, they don't want to save their money. They don't want to stop, spending things that's unnecessary, spending money on unnecessary things. They don't want to. So I had to learn how to do it. So that way, when I talk to them, I could talk to them from a different side of the coin. They don't want to do it because they feel like they're missing out and they want more money. But if you do it for 6 months, you'll have way more money to do this thing. So you have to know how it works. Okay. So this is how you do at the job. So at the job, right, you may not want to bring the Dunkin' Donuts coffee, but bring it. I don't condone any of that. I'm more healthier now. I don't eat stuff like that or drink stuff like that. But if you do still and everybody else still does, that's your life, where you're at. But you should be unifying people. What I used to do, I used to bring the coffee and I used to bring the Dunkin' Donuts, big box. Remember the Munchkins? I used to bring the Munchkins, put them on the table. Hey, everybody, get around the coffee right before we start working. So at 8:30, I'm in there, I'm talking to everybody. And then guess what? The president see that. And then the vice presidents, they see it. They're like, oh man, we need to give this guy a raise, because I was acting the part before I got the part. A lot of women want to be the wife when they get the ring. No, you got to be the wife before you get the ring. If you want to get the promotion, you got to be the person that earns the right to have the promotion before you get the promotion. So you have to start doing the things you don't want to do right now, even though it's not in your job description. Let me know if that makes sense right there. Okay. So the next thing is you have to start communicating like a boss. You have to know when to use your words. A lot of us are so honest. How many of you are honest? But you're so honest that you scare people away from even talking to you. Okay. Got to use your words, ladies and gentlemen. Your words are powerful. So you understand when your words are powerful, you only speak positivity. Don't speak negative, because if you speak negative, you're going to cast it. That's why they call it spelling, right? Right? Commune. What is commune? Somebody put in the chat, what is commune? Well, it's the root word in communication. It's commune. What does commune mean? Right. Put it in the chat. Together, right? To speak together, to bring together, to forth community, right? And what that is, that if your words are not doing that, if it's not giving some sort of information, if it's not giving some direction, if it's not uplifting somebody to the next stage of life, then you won't get to the next level of life yourself. So when you're at the corporate job and you're like, they don't pay me enough for that, you have to stop thinking like that, because that's not going to get you to the next level. Okay, they don't pay me for that yet. All right, I'll do it. And when you start doing it, eventually they'll pay you, because not only do you do it, you communicate, you enjoy it, you're doing things you don't want to do, you're communicating about it. And then lastly, the only way to truly get through all of this stuff, because it's hard stuff to get through, yes, it is, you have to see it. Excuse the handwriting. I'm just going to read that out to you. You have to believe it before you see it. A lot of times it's like, I got to see it to believe it. How many of that? That's like family and friends, right? That's the family and friends you got around you, right? They got to see it first in order to believe it. You have to believe that it's there. So you have to already see where you're going. Okay, what I want to do at my corporate job is not only get to a highest position I can. What I want to do is I want to get to the highest position I can and then go for a new position or start my own. I want to go for a new position or start my own, because this is how you make a lot of money. When you do this job well, you do this job well, you do this job well, you get promoted. I got promoted 3 times. I got promoted 2 times in the same week, okay, at that job. And I went from a person that was just calling it to get people to consolidate their debt to a person that's helping them through the debt, a financial advisor in a sense of that nature. But I don't want to step on my big brother's toes. All right. So y'all meet him at another time. So he's a real financial advisor. Me, I just had a job in it. Okay. So imagination, that's the highest level. So I had to think about where I was going before I even got there. Okay. Same thing with GPS. When you plug your GPS in the car, you got to think about where you're going before you get there. So you set the address of where you're going before you get there. That is the key. Now, tomorrow I'll break this down further, right? There's other points to this, but today we want to focus on clarity, because if you do not focus on your spiritual clarity, none of this is possible. Okay, none of this is possible. Implementation, unification, communication. But none of this is possible here if you don't focus on clarity. Somebody put clarity in the chat. What are you giving yourself permission to do? Can I have 5 more minutes of your time? We're going to close up. I can get 5 more minutes of your time. Let me know in the chat. I can get 5 more minutes of your time. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, we can get 5 more minutes of time. Okay. So we're going to do this clarity challenge. You see up here up top, clarity challenge. What you're going to do is you're going to pick a space, either your car, either your office. If you've done it already, hey, do it again. If you, because every day stuff is getting dirty, regardless whether we know it or not. Okay. So every day stuff is getting dirty. We want to make sure that we start staying on top of things. You need to pick a space in your life that you need to clean. Okay. Which space in your life do you need to clean? Do we have the polls in here? I don't know if we have the polls in here. Let's see if we do. I don't think we have the polls in here. All right, so we don't have the polls on this one. Let me know, Christina, see if we have the polls in here. So some of us got that couch that's like a closet, right? Every day we just take our clothes and put it on the couch. Or we got a chair that we do that with. We need to clean that, because what I would love for us to look at is when we see that, just know that you're neglecting yourself. You don't like how it feels when other people neglect you. Why do you do it to you? So we need to get the clarity. The clarity needs to happen. So in order for us to get to another level, we must be clear in our spaces, because what our spaces indicate to us is that we're not clear in the mind. Why? Because we're walking around not present to things, just ignoring all the little things. You stepping over the kids' toys. You done bought them expensive toys, but Christmas is broken up by January 1st. You stepping on them, you're getting hurt. Like, we need to put ourselves in alignment, because we're out of alignment here. So for me, I had to give myself permission before my mom passed away. I was about 15 years old. She told me this. She said, never let my sickness become your weakness. I said, Mom, if you're passing away, I don't know what to do without you. I never lived without you. What am I supposed to do? She said, you know exactly what to do. Those are her last words to me. That's a haunting last words to hear from your mom, who is this powerful person. See, I may have lost my best friend, but I found myself in those messages. And the message she told me When she said, you know what to do and don't let my sickness become your weakness. How many of you are right now letting something stop you? You're letting something that cannot hold you down. Because when you think that it was meant to hold you, it wasn't meant to hold you, it was meant to mold you. When you thought what God has sent you was here to break you, no, baby, it was here to shape you. So we must see difficulty differently. We must see obstacles as opportunities to show our greatness. I sat on the edge of that bed one day. It was October night. It was cold. It was about 10 p.m. And I said, I'm so sick of being good. And I realized I was too busy being good that I've forgotten about my greatness. How many of you are doing that? Too busy being good. Every time you go around family and friends, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Yeah, how you feeling? I'm good, I'm good. Shit. Breathe a little bit, baby. Breathe and stop showing up as good because you're better than that. Good is no longer good enough. It's time for you to step into your greatness. Today is a good day for a great day, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, the homework, we have the homework. It is 9:34, get ready to be 9:35. So the homework will also be inside the Telegram group. So go inside the Telegram group and make sure you get that. What I want you to do is post your before and after pictures. Okay? Post your before and after pictures. I know some of you are not going to want to because that room a little messy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But this is not about that. Nobody cares about that. I promise you. This is something about you. See, there's something that you're hiding behind that when you get past that, look, that room is going to be clean from now on. I'm telling you. And how would you feel? That's tomorrow. I want y'all to share how you feel tomorrow about how it made you feel to clean it and where you're at. It's a reason why we have you do this stuff. But post the before and after pictures. If you don't, you don't. This is your life. You get to choose. If you don't use it, you lose it. Hey, it's up to you. At the end of the day, remember also tomorrow, we're going to make sure we bring you up to talk about what are you giving yourself permission to do. So if I'm you, I'm getting a head start on it and I'm putting it inside the Telegram groups. So that way I can already just get comfortable with saying it. And then by the time we put you up on stage, you can say it with confidence and clarity. All right. If you're not in a Telegram group, that's fine. You could, whatever group you're in, you're probably in a Facebook group or whatever else, be in that group, probably in a community group, post it in there. Whatever group that you're in, post it in there. It doesn't even matter, right? If you're in a Facebook group, post it in the Facebook. If you are in a Telegram, post it in the Telegram. If you're in a community, post it in the community. That is it for me today. You all are the best of the best, the top of the top. I do see a hand up. We will get to hands tomorrow. Today, I just want y'all to think about what we said today and realize you're the MVP. If you're the MVP, somebody put MVP in the chat. Somebody put MVP in the chat. And let's continue to go. Oh, I was supposed to give y'all a free thing, right? Or y'all still want that? What? Let me know. Y'all still want that? They do? All right, real quick, Sunshine. So we'll stop me at 9:40. I don't want to go past 9:40 because I did a good job of stopping at 9:35, but then I still kept going, right? So what I'm going to gift you all with is the MWAs versus RGAs. Let me get to that really fast. Can you see my screen? So I'm gonna give you this book. Go through this book so you can see which things are you doing as minimum wage activities and minimum wage activities. Where is it? Here we go. All right. So these books, right? A lot of these books are PLRs. And when I give you these, if it has PLR on it, you could pretty much buy this and you could sell it. But this I'm giving it to you for free. So if you wanted to repurpose this and sell this and you can make money of it, you can, okay? A lot of these books pretty much that whole space right there is PLR. So you could come in white label. But this one I'm giving y'all for free. So let me grab the copy and I'll put the code in the chat. And then y'all can go ahead and look at that. And if y'all want to repurpose it, go ahead and make some money off it. Go ahead and do that. All right. But tomorrow we'll be finishing up strong. Okay, boom. And let me get the code for you really fast. Sunshine, you come up and give us a word really fast while I close us out while I get that code. I'll put it in there. I'll put it in the Telegram. I'll put it in the Telegram. Come up, Sunshine, please.
Great day, great day. I hope you enjoyed day one of your leadership call. And one of the things I want everybody to remember is to make sure our Mindset Mogul crew, he stated to be careful where you spend your time. This is about being a boss this week. So you have to truly be careful about where you're spending your time. He is right now getting something for you where he is going to be showing you information about minimum wage activities, and you will be surprised about a lot of the things that's going to come up as far as what we are doing and putting our time into places that are considered to be minimum wage activities. And as far as being a boss, we don't have time for that. We do not have time to be putting our time and efforts into places where it's considered to be minimum wage activities and it's not a revenue generating activities. We have to be at the imagination stage. So if y'all are truly ready to be a boss, we have to truly change our way of thinking. So I want y'all to be mindful of where you're spending y'all time. I want you to take the time out to audit your circle and make sure that you eliminate all distractions this week, because this week is going to change your life if you allow it. Do what you got to do, and let's boss up, y'all.
Let's go. Thank you, Sunshine. Everybody come off of mute. Snap it up, clap it up. You are the best of the best, the top of the top, the cream of the crop. It is stuck all the way up. Let's go. Send a request, please, to have everybody come off of mute, because I want y'all to go out with a bang. Let's do it.
Let's go, Miss
Yes,
Baby.
let's
Go. I'm
go.
here for it. Yes.
Yeah.
All about it.
Baby on your left.
Folks, I'm doing all work. Yes. Free. I'm committed. Going down. Be in the I'm in the imagine.
Let's go.
That's right.
Turn right, and I'll be there before you go.